It's been a really hard week and I've cried a lot. The main thing is because of him dying, that hurts really, really bad. But also because apparently a narcissist never loves you. But I like to tell myself that he loved me the only way he knew how to love. He was a very broken man with mental illness. So I wrote a poem today. And I meant to have some scriptures ready and start doing that, but like to help us through narcissism, but I haven't been able to get there yet. I found some, but I haven't been able to like come on and say anything because I'm so broken myself and I haven't been feeling very well. I feel very hopeless. Like there's nothing to look forward to. That I should have just died whenever I had cancer. Why did I have to live and he have to die with all this hopelessness? You know, it's all those feelings and just so much grieving. And I was told by my neighbor, who was apparently my best friend at one time, but I believe she is also a narcissist, because when I was very sick and I could not even get out of bed because I had that giant tumor in my stomach, she told me, "Oh, you'll be fine," and then rubbed all her men in my face. And then she told me this week that that I'm not grieving because she hasn't grieved. She hasn't grieved over her parents' death. So that means that I'm not grieving. Well, she hasn't even checked in on me. The man that I loved has been gone for almost a month now. Well, okay, 3 weeks and 2 days. And she never bothered once to check up on me to see how I was. So how does she know what's going on with me? So basically I cut that friendship off. I said, I'm done. I'm just done. So anyway, this is my poem. Say it ain't so, you never loved me. I was only a whore in your harem and your delusion. Say it ain't so, your heart stopped nearly a month ago. I wished for your death on New Year's Day, 3 months before, because of betrayal, because you were the whore, not me. Say it ain't so, I spent 7 years living your demonic soul. And I could never let you go, not even in death. Say it ain't so, I wish to be your wife, you know. If only I mattered to you when alive, you would have never needed 5 different lives. You could have only had me, but I was never enough, you see. The more I loved you, the more you hated, the more hatred you deemed. To crush me out like a gentle butterfly in your hands, all for loving you, all for believing in you. It made me mad that I should live my life for you as I sleep alone, crying tears for you, tears you never knew, pleading with God to set your demons free. So it was only you and me, and we could be married. Running through the meadows, wild and free, but you could never feel the magic. Your soul was tortured, your heart was tragic, and as you nearly killed me, crushing my life with your hate, it was your death, my love, you took instead. I wish you would have married me instead of setting your death in stone, you see. Say it ain't so. It's Friday morning and I'm all alone. As the years roll by and you never came home, not even your ashes, there's no way to bury your bones. The memories are all around me. Isn't that enough to carry on your legacy? I miss you, my love. I wish you could have married me. I wish you would have loved me. So, anyway, I know I was the one that loved him to the very end. And we're supposed to, like, get away and not get to this point that I'm at. And I tried over and over and over to set myself free from him. And I knew him since I was like 14 and he was 11, and he was my brother's best friend. And I loved him with all my heart. And I felt like I could pray him out of his mental illness. I felt like I could pray him out of hell. I felt like I could pray his demons out of him. I kept hoping that one day he was going to see I was a good woman and he would stop running around. He would stop abusing me. He would stop being a malignant, paranoid narcissist. And I've been beating myself up ever since his death. Because he died with another woman, and then she told me that I didn't matter. But I know that he only had her around because I wasn't there. And when I wasn't, and then when I was there, he would do the same to her. And we lived an hour and a half apart from each other. But at one point we lived together. And now I know she was always in the background. She was always putting things into his head, trying to get him for herself. And it drove him insane with her yapping in his ear all the time. And so he was already having mental illness, and then he had her telling her how evil I was, telling him how horrible I was. And I'm sure she stalked my Facebook, and I didn't even know about her for years. I had no idea. And I'm telling you what, this woman looked like she's 90 years old. But I'm telling you another thing. My narcissist did not care how a woman looked at all. I was his pretty girl. I don't know what he called her. Except what he told me. She was ugly, gross, and disgusting. That's what he told me. And of course, I was Lisafer. Lisafer. That's what he called me. There was a lot of reactive abuse. But I couldn't even say, "You hurt me today," without him saying, "Well, you hurt me in 2016. Yeah, but you hurt me right now. You're abusing me. You're abusing me." That's what I got. So I had to turn it off. If I wanted the man around, I had to turn off all my feelings and crawl inside and weep alone and wake up alone and go to sleep alone and always be alone and only see him about once a week, if that. And he had his life, another life, and then he had another life, and then he had another life. And I think he had 4 or 5 different lives that he led. And I believe that's what killed him. How can you be 51 years old keeping up with all those lives? Why can't he just love one woman and come home to one woman? Do you know how much he left unfinished at my house? Do you know that I kicked him out in I think it was June or July of 2020 because I turned off the TV and he went psycho on me at 4 o'clock in the morning? And so I left with my dogs and I came back and he was still going psycho. He was still saying I ran off to go be with another man and all this other stuff that was not true, because that's what he would do. He was always accusing me of secret lives, and I could never figure it out because that was him. And do you know what? When he invited Satan into his body and into my house, that's when I told him, "Get out, you're evicted." And so then he manipulated me for years about my house, that he said that he was gonna totally redo. And it was pretty much a project for us together, but then he just stopped caring. I got a half-finished porch, a half-finished roof, a half-finished house. Everything is half-finished. He left everything undone. Do you know that even the last day I saw him, I said, "Look, I have 2 boxes of nails, and I guess 1 box you never used for my porch." And do you know that I later discovered he took both of those boxes for himself? I mean, it's like he couldn't even just leave my nails alone that I had bought. I got lumber out in my yard that he left there rotting. But it wasn't just my house that he procrastinated about, and he manipulated me, and he would bring up other men, and then I would say, "You're freaking crazy. I don't want those gross men." And then he would go, "You should have shut your mouth. You should have shut your mouth. Otherwise, I was going to work on your house today." That's how I got treated. And that's the man that I desperately love and miss. That cruel, hateful, SOB is who I miss. And then I blame God, and then I say, at least you took the only man that I love. I'll never fall in love again. I'm tortured. I am tortured. Tortured. I was tortured when he was alive, and I'm tortured when he's dead. And I just keep praying and praying and praying for God to take this pain away. All I can say is, don't be like me. Don't wait until they're dead to try to get over them, because you're not going to get over them. Peace out.